Your hometown station serving the beautiful Upper Peninsula. This is CW5 News Primetime.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on CW5 News Primetime. I'm Jeremy Skiba. A pilot is dead after a plane crash in Wisconsin on Wednesday. The single-engine plane went down near Kelly Lake in Maple Valley. The pilot was the lone occupant of the aircraft. The United States Air Force and the Federal Aviation Administration have been tracking the plane before it flew too low. The pilot was reportedly unresponsive. No other injuries were reported. The name of the pilot has not been released. The Upper Peninsula Substance Enforcement Team and troopers from the Wakefield Post arrested two Ontonagon County men. 29-year-old Benjamin Hess was arrested on 2 counts of delivery of methamphetamine. Hess was arraigned in 98th District Court. His bond is set at $50,000. 20-year-old Matthew Walters was arrested 3 months later on 3 counts of delivery of methamphetamine. Walters was also arraigned in 98th District Court. His bond is set at $5,000 cash. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel announced that 4 Muskegon County deputies will face trial after the death of an inmate. Sergeant David Vanderland and deputies Jeffrey Patterson, Crystal Grieve, and Jamal Lane each face 1 count of involuntary manslaughter, failure to perform a legal duty, a felony which is punishable up to 15 years in prison. The charges come after the death of 39-year-old Paul Bolthouse back in April of 2019. Bolthouse was classified as suicidal and was required to be monitored every 15 minutes. He died in custody after multiple seizures in a 5.5-hour period. The ruling came yesterday that there was enough evidence for further proceedings. The date of the trial has not been announced. If you have any unwanted prescription medications sitting in your medicine cabinet at home, tomorrow is the perfect day to get rid of them. Here's more. Nearly 1 in 2 Americans take prescription medications. This Saturday, state and local officials are providing a way to dispose of old and unwanted prescription drugs. Michigan State Police posts will be collecting prescription drugs that residents no longer need, whether they are expired or not.
State police posts across the state will be doing or participating in the National Drug Take Back. So you can come on in for any pills that are unused or expired. You can bring them on in. There's no questions asked. You drop them off. We don't take syringes and we don't take liquids.
In addition to MSP posts, county sheriff offices and local police departments will have bins for people to drop unwanted pills into. Now you might be asking yourself, why should I drop off my prescription drugs instead of just leaving them in my cabinet or throwing them out? Trooper Bassanisi said there are important reasons for dropping off unused and expired prescription drugs with police agencies.
Just for the effect of what we've seen with just criminal activity with prescriptions that are left, it's just a great opportunity to get rid of them so it doesn't get into the wrong hands, either through criminal activity or through other family members, even little ones.
Now, if you can't make it Saturday, don't fret. These bins will be available for drop-off every Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at every MSP post across the state. For ABC 10 and CW5 News, I'm Jeremy Skiba. Now, if you don't own a vinyl record player, that's all right. There's plenty of merchandise here for everyone, including books, board games, and even action figures. Check it out. I'm going home with Anakin Skywalker. Now to the latest in the kidnapping of 17 missionaries in Haiti. 16 Americans are among them. ABC News has confirmed the FBI has made contact with the gang suspected of taking them, reporting that the abductors are asking for a multi-million-dollar ransom. ABC's Dan Lieberman has the latest. What is natural immunity and what role does it play in whether or not you get the COVID-19 vaccine? CW5's Nisha Petitholm had the opportunity to speak to the Marquette County Medical Director on this topic. For the first time, officials are addressing public questions about the fatal shooting on Alec Baldwin's movie set in New Mexico. They say the possibility of criminal charges is on the table, but the investigation is ongoing. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Jeremy, what a game by Nedeljkovic there. That save right there is exactly what we saw when he was with Carolina. I mean, he makes the big saves. He had a really good goals against average, but I wanted to ask you, going back to the Lions there, obviously Swift played well, but can you tell me, talking about Raymond here, what's a good young player that you were kind of waiting to see play and break out? It could be a New York player as well.
Yeah, I don't know how old he is, but he was drafted by the Islanders in 2013. He came over last year. Their goaltender, Ilya Sorokin.
Okay.
He was the goalie in the Pittsburgh series that pretty much was the backbone for them in that series that really helped them propel them past Pittsburgh last year.
Yeah.
And this year he's off to a great start. He was the third star of the week this past week in the NHL. So, yeah, my pick him. I mean, it was a long time coming, and Lou Lamoriello finally got him over here. So I'm really grateful for that. But how about you, Dave?
Well, it's not Rick DiPietro, but that's a
gosh.
little inside joke there. Former Islander. Didn't go well for him. You know, for me, honestly, Dylan Larkin, one of those guys I was excited to see. He's been really good. He's not exactly a 50-goal scorer, but he's been good. Lucas Raymond, been really, really good. Excited to see this team play, Jeremy, and you know, I'll be watching them all season long. Jeremy, even here in the Horn, it pumps me up. So many games. I went to Joe Louis Arena and Little Caesars Arena, and obviously, you know, they're waiting to turn the corner here. But I got to tell you, they're playing the Stanley Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's not going to be easy. Tampa Bay didn't look that good in the opener, so you know they're going to be hungry unless they start their goaltender, Elliott, you know, backing him up. Probably going to see Vasilevsky. I wanted to ask you, Jeremy, who's a key player out there you'd like to see take a big step? I'll give you mine first. I'm going to say the 2018 first-round pick, Philip Zadina. Got to get more out of him. The 7th pick was Quinn Hughes. So, you know, obviously a defenseman that puts up some points, but Zadina got to get more goals. Jeremy?
You know, I'm going to go with Larkin.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like, I don't have his stats right in front of me. I don't remember, but I feel like he has potential to do more. And I do know he's the captain. I think maybe he can be a better leader. I know last year there were a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
I think he was injured towards the end, too. So if I had to pick one person, I think I'm going to go with Larkin. I'd like to see him maybe have, we're talking an 82-game season, maybe 60-something, around 60 points.
Well, I'll say this, and I'll leave it at this. Not picking on Dylan Larkin, but there was question. Who was going to be the captain? When Steve Yzerman was there was no question. We knew who the captain was going to be. He led by example. Wasn't a quiet guy, but, you know, he just did the right thing. So Dylan Larkin going to be a big year. You know, Nedeljkovic, Mo Sider, Raymond, we'll see. But I'm excited, and I know you are for the Islanders, so we'll be watching. Jeremy?
Yeah, and I'll definitely be watching for Nicoletti, too. All right, thanks, Dave. Now it's time to meet our pet of the week. This week's pet is Cricket. This furry feline is at the Delta Animal Shelter and can bring sunshine to cloudy days.
Meet Cricket. Cricket is a brown and chocolate-colored domestic short-hair feline. This kitty is 7.5 years old, but to her, age is just a number. Cricket is very sweet, and she is a very talkative cat. This is one furry friend who enjoys attention. She'll let her human friends know just how much she likes them by rubbing up on friendly people. And she is not opposed to a nice pet down. She's also spayed and up-to-date on her vaccinations. If you would like to adopt Cricket, you can contact the Delta Animal Shelter right meow at 906-789-0230 or visit our website for a link to her adoption application. For ABC 10 and CW5 News, I'm Jeremy Skiba.
Thank you for joining us tonight on CW5 News Primetime. I'm Jeremy Skiba. Have a great night in the beautiful Upper Peninsula.